This is breaking news.
A frantic search is over. This video just into Fox 13 of the man accused of shooting a Memphis police officer 4 times. The suspect being wheeled into Regional 1. The latest on his capture and the officer in a live report. And another moment of relief. I-240 that was shut down all morning because of this investigation has now reopened. Our news crews have wall-to-wall team coverage for you this morning. What's new and next as Memphis police have captured an accused shooter. Fox 13 News Midday starts with this breaking news. And good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Carolyn Serta. Fox 13 has been on the air for more than 5 hours this morning with an interstate shutdown and an active manhunt for that shooter. So here is the latest right now. That suspect, Geronimo Kee, was captured just over an hour ago. Police say he shot a Memphis police officer 4 times during a traffic stop at 4:30 this morning. That officer now in critical but stable condition at Regional 1. I-240 was shut down for hours, but just reopened, and Fox 13 got word of the suspect's car being found. That was along Dempster Avenue in South Memphis, not far from the shooting scene. Our team coverage at midday starts with Fox 13's Kayla Solomon. She is live at Regional 1, where she just heard from Interim Police Chief CJ Davis. Kayla.
Yeah, Carolyn, a lot of updates just within the last 2 hours alone. But first and foremost, Interim Chief Davis told us that the officer did have surgery this morning and remains in critical but stable condition. Now, as you saw, our cameras were rolling when they brought in that suspect, 22-year-old Geronimo Kee. They brought him here to Regional 1 within the last 30 minutes. It was Assistant Chief Don Crow that escorted him inside. But the scene really goes way beyond Regional 1. We know that Kee was identified as the man who shot the officer and that his car was found about a mile away from where the traffic stop and the shooting happened. But he was found quite a ways away in North Memphis near the Austin Peay area this morning. Now, in the latest update that we did get from Interim Chief CJ Davis, she told us that his black Nissan was found with the back windshield to be shot out. That's after a second officer responded to the scene and tried to return fire. Now, she also told us that he did sustain an injury this morning.
Mr. Kee had an injury to the hand. Unknown right now the cause of that particular injury. We don't know if it was from gunfire or if it was from some type of glass fragments from the actual incident.
Now, again, there's still plenty of questions that we still do not know answers to, such as the identity of this officer who was shot. We're also trying to find out more information about the suspect, 22-year-old Geronimo Kee. I'll have the latest in what we find out on Fox 13 News at 5 and 6 this evening. Carolyn.
Yeah, that's Kayla Solomon live outside of Regional 1. Thanks so much. Again, the man accused of shooting a Memphis police officer has been caught. He was caught in North Memphis. We don't know specifically where, but at some point after the shooting, the suspect ditched the car, according to Memphis police, in South Memphis. It's a short distance away from the shooting, about a mile, and that is where we return live to Fox 13's Sheila O'Connor, who has been since the very beginning monitoring all of these developments. Sheila?
Yeah, Carolyn, a lot of developments have really come out over the last hour. Again, like you've mentioned, I've been out here since 5 o'clock this morning, really 5:30 this morning when all of this really unfolded. The great news is you can see this intersection here, South Parkway and College Street, finally back open. It's been closed all morning long, well over 5 hours. That's how long this exit was closed. Now open, traffic flowing nice and smoothly, both on the interstate and here along South Parkway. Of course, like we've mentioned before, this is what happened this morning. Shortly before 4:30 this morning, That's when we got word that a Memphis police officer had been shot. We now know that suspect, Geronimo Kee. Police say that Kee was actually speeding, and that's what the officer was pulling him over for. And as the officer was trying to discuss with Kee the traffic citations he was given, that's when police say Kee had shot that first officer multiple times, at least four times. There was a second officer that then returned fire, shooting Kee as well. It took officers a couple of hours to find where Kee was and before they were able to get him into custody. Again, the interstate closed down for several hours this morning. I spoke to one driver who initially didn't even know what to think when he saw police on the interstate.
If you're willing to take shots at law enforcement, imagine how you are with private citizens. So if we're in a situation where your law enforcement are being attacked and being shot at, that means we're really in a bad time in our city.
And so, again, it's all culminated, starting here, and it's finally over with Kee being in custody and the interstate finally being back open. We do